I wasn't going to homosexuality, but
Okay.
that's already. Yeah, I was like, that's already kind of self-explanatory.
It should be, right? Black man should know that a black man should be with a black woman. A black woman should know that she should be with a black man. Like, to me, that's the basic foundation of African people. You feel me? That's another thing Brother Ram always say. The foundation of black people is a black man and a black woman create a black child. We was having a discussion about Black Lives Matter, and I was like, how can Black Lives matter to you if a black wife don't matter? If it doesn't matter to you to be with a black woman to produce black life, how can a black life matter if you're not trying to produce black life? I don't get that, right? Because if you're gonna be with another woman, you ain't producing black life.
Okay, so speaking of Black Lives Matter, what are your thoughts on the whole Black Lives Matter and everything going on?
Well, ultimately, the term Black Lives Matter is an appeal to white sympathy. You're trying to beg white people to recognize that black lives mean something. But if you don't realize from all of our history of dealing with these people that nothing you can say, you understand what I'm saying, they have not changed. And all the time we've been dealing with these people, there's no reason or need. Because the question becomes, who are you trying to convince that Black Lives matter to? You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Who are you talking to? You feel me? You're talking to the Klan and these racist police who's killing you? What's the point of you trying to tell them that? You feel what I'm saying? Because they already killing you. They already don't like you. And if you're trying to convince the white people who do like you that Black Lives matter, what have they done to ensure that Black lives stick around in a healthy way? You feel what I'm saying? Nothing. So no matter who you're talking to, it ain't gonna work. You're talking to the quote-unquote good white folks who quote-unquote love black people and help black people. What have they done in the history of black people to ensure that black lives are existing on this planet in a quality manner? You feel what I'm saying? And ensure black freedom. What have they done? They clearly haven't done anything, otherwise you wouldn't be out there marching. You feel me? And if you're talking to the racists, then you're talking to a wall. There ain't no point. The racist ones, the bad ones, the evil ones, if you're talking to them, what's the point in talking to them? Because talking don't work with them. You feel what I'm saying? Like Malcolm X said, you need to speak to them in their language. You feel me? That whatever language they're speaking to you in, which is violence, you got to speak back to them in violence. They understand that. You feel me? So, yeah, Black Lives Matter is an appeal for white help. You feel me? These people do not have the confidence in the power of black people to do for ourselves and to solve our problems on our own. So they believe that what we need to be doing is begging these people for mercy, begging these people for their sympathy, and trying to convince them that our lives mean something. That's what the term and the slogan Black Lives Matter translates in reality, and to my understanding. Now, in terms of the actual movement, which is funded by a white billionaire, so when whoever plays the piper plays the tune, right, or calls the tune, he who pays the piper decides how the tune is going to be. So if you're being funded by a white billionaire, then clearly your agenda ain't truly yours. You feel me? And then also, the women who created Black Lives Matter came out themselves, out of their own mouths, and said, our mission was to queer the movement. Our mission is to queer the movement. That's what they said. They didn't say our mission is to ensure that black people can exist on this planet, proud, productive, and bring good African families into this world. Our mission is to destroy white supremacy, to destroy white domination over this planet, over black people. You feel me? To ensure that black people are given their just due. No, they didn't say that's what their mission was. Their mission was to queer the movement. That's what they said. I don't know. So I don't care about queering the movement. That's insane to me. You feel what I'm saying? Queering the movement means bringing in European insanity into African minds. You feel me? Your mission is to do that. So that's against my mission, because to me, how can you fight against a European if your soul is European based on what you've become and how you behave? So, yeah.
Shells. Let's start with Ahmaud. Mm-hmm. Ahmaud Arbery. Did you see that video, sir?
I saw the video.
What was your thoughts?
My thoughts on that was that, look, ultimately, with all of these things that's going on, I don't know much about Ahmaud Arbery. I don't know if he was with a white woman or a black woman, you feel what I'm saying? Because that's the thing with me, I don't believe in us putting our lives on the line for people who are not dedicated to black people. You feel me? So if this man was with a white woman or whatever, then he made his bed, buddy. You understand what I'm saying? But if he wasn't, then we need to be fighting hard for him. You feel what I'm saying? But I don't know those type of details. Okay. But in terms of just the context of Europeans being racially aggressive against black people, my feeling about that is that African people need response teams. That's what we need. We need designated warriors who are willing to put it on the line to go out there and produce justice on our own. You feel what I'm saying? Without begging for anything. No hoorah, no hoopla, no yelling, no none of that. Just go get the job done. You understand what I'm saying? If you can't get the one, you get someone close enough to where the message is clear. You touch ours, we touch several of yours, and you cannot sustain that type of numbers. You lose the type of numbers. You feel me? And that's what I believe in. I believe there should be black response teams to these acts and incidents of racial aggression against black people. And I do know that there are warriors who are willing to put in that type of work. Part of the problem, I believe, is that they lack leadership. The idea has not been properly formulated or put out to the community. I ain't never heard nobody talking about it. And then also, they lack community support. That's another thing.
Talk about that.
Yeah, that's very, very important for warriors. I know that when it comes to the European military, when they go out to fight, their families are taken care of. You know, they got GI Bills and they got bases and whatever where their families could stay and all that type of stuff, so their warriors or soldiers can go out and fight and do whatever. And when that soldier is tired on the battlefield, he can go back to camp base and be fed by his community, right, who support it, which is the American public. He can be fed, he can be armed by them. They're going to supply you with a firearm, they're going to supply you with your food, they're going to give you your uniform, they're going to help you map out the logistics of the whole assault. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So they have community support, therefore they're able to fight. You feel what I'm saying? We have warriors who are willing to fight, but with no community support. Even in Vietnam, them people that was fighting against this white man, the community was supporting them. The community was digging ditches and holes and tunnels for them to hide in or to ambush from. You feel what I'm saying? They were feeding their warriors. You feel what I'm saying? Our warriors is out here having to go work 9 to 5 jobs. You feel what I'm saying? If you really want them warriors, support them.
Okay, and speaking of 30 days, we're about 30 days in right now. George Floyd. George Floyd.
Right.
When I say that name, what comes across your brain?
A porn star. I'm hearing this with a white girl. At the same time, though, I don't know if I can trust everything that's coming out. I know he had a Masonic tattoo on his chest. So there's all this different things going on. So I would have to answer it in the same way for the last dude. If you out here messing with these Europeans, you got what you was asking for. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta take that L. You gotta take that one on the chin. You're on your own, buddy. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you was dedicated to black people in terms of, you know, you with a black woman. You feel what I'm saying? You're supporting your black family. I'm not asking you to be out there on the front lines fighting against white supremacy in order to garner my support. I'm just asking you to be a decent black person. You feel what I'm saying? Love black people enough to be with a black person. You feel me? And love black people enough to support your family. If you're doing something like that, then, you know, I believe they should get full support. You feel me? And again, if there's propaganda out there to try to confuse the narrative, that's one thing that we have to look into. You feel me? But when it comes to George Floyd, again, I'm not with marching and protesting and all of that type of stuff. It's a decent black person that needs to be response teams. I don't think the whole of African people are required to get out there and get it in terms of responses to racial aggression. You feel what I'm saying? We don't all have to respond. You feel me? But I do believe there should be a select group who goes out and takes care of business. And I think that when incidents like that happen, you know, there should be funerals on both sides.
Totally agree. And you bring up a good point. I guess I need to ask this question. So they kill us already because we black. Mm-hmm. Would you agree with that?
No.
No? Okay, go ahead.
But it's a semantic. It's
True.
It's not really. Yes, they kill us because we black, but they really kill us because they're white. They kill us because of who they are and what's wrong with them. Okay, and so we kind of adopt this thing like they did it to me because I was black. You feel me? When the reality of it is, there's nothing wrong with being black. They're the ones that have the problem. So it's their psychosis that made them want to kill us and be aggressive against us. That's the only reason I would disagree with that statement. Not because the statement's untrue per se. It's just that in terms of semantics, I think that we as black people need to get out of the idea that it's our blackness that's causing racial hatred, when in reality it's their whiteness and who they are that is what's wrong with the world.